Viral plumbing hacks on TikTok. Well, we're going to break them down today. We're going to look at them and see, is there anything to them or not? Now, if you're a homeowner, this is something you want to see because I'm going to tell you what's working and right and what's not, and maybe a better way to do it. If you're a plumber, I'd be really interested to see if you've tried any of this or done any of this, maybe out on jobs, and charge somebody for it. Anyway, let's jump in here and get going. This is something you're going to want to see. All right, let's see what we got here. It says if you have a clogged toilet, save money from calling a plumber.
If you have a clogged toilet, save money from calling a plumber. And you don't need a plunger, use the toilet brush. Insert it, and just quickly move it up and down. No crap won't stick to the brush. And if it does, you flush and clean like this. This also cleans the bowl where a plunger can't.
Okay, I got to tell you, number one, there's nothing wrong with this. You're using the brush just like a plunger. The brush is getting in there and making that water move back and forth. I like the plunger better. I think it's going to be quicker, and you can rinse it off the same way.
This is how we tee off a main water line for an outside faucet going copper to PEX.
Okay, so he's cutting in the T. I like that. Okay, using Pro Press fittings is amazing. Going to PEX there, I guess to loop it around to where we can get to an outside deal. Look, nothing at all wrong with that. Actually, it's a very good job. I like the fact that he's putting the ball valve on the inside. That way he can shut that water line off if the frostproof ever freezes and starts leaking or anything like that. Very good.
A new innovative way to stop those leaks. Stop that leak using this little epoxy ball down the pipe that's leaking. See the water right here, still dripping out a little bit. We got it, guys. See, it came right through and stopped that leak.
Yeah, I got to tell you, maybe at a plumber, I think that's scammy. You're sticking stuff down inside of it, letting it find the hole. I get how it works and the fact that it cures up, but what's that epoxy going to do inside your water? What's the chemical leaching off into your water going to do? Anything at all like that? Me, I would rather just act like a real plumber. Turn the water off, cut it, put a coupling on, solder it. Makes it kind of easy. And you know, if you're using this for leaks under your house, that kind of scares me because number one, you have no idea if it starts leaking again or anything like that. Are you going to notice it? How long does this epoxy last? But my biggest problem that I keep going back to is, do you want epoxy inside of your water like that? Seems kind of shady to me. All right, screw it. Okay, that's kind of interesting. You stick the screw in there to seal water off. I get that. Heat the PVC up, strap it over it, or clamp it over it. Kind of interesting. I would never make a repair like that, but you know what? In case of an emergency, it could happen. I've seen people stick a toothpick in a hole. You know, it's going to get wet. It's going to swell up. It's going to help seal off. Have I ever done it? No, not on the job. Clogged shower drains. Now, guys, this is something we deal with all the time.
Shower drain, but that's all right. We can fix it.
Let's
Probably
see what
not too bad. Let's use this plunger.
Plungers will normally work.
Let's get a bigger plunger. Nope. Nope. Let's get the hand cable. That'll work. No, let's actually switch to the electric. That'll work. No, let's bring in the closer. My general self-feeding cable is like Brad Lidge in 2008. It always saves the day. Once you get a feel for this machine and you really get to learn how to use it, it really can break through any clog. And this was a sediment clog where this is brass to cast iron. And as you can see, that water is rushing down the drain. Another close for Brad Lidge. Oh, and don't forget, plumbers out there, always clean up that shower when you're done with it. Leave the customer happy. We're flowing. Follow for more plumbing and DIY videos, guys. Thanks.
You know, guys, I've never seen a plumbing drain like that the sink snake wouldn't do. The little one that he did on the drill motor, those work really good. I mean, I guess if you have to call a plumber and get a sewer machine, you can. But I love having those top sink snakes run that you just put on a drill motor. You can run it down a shower drain, a tub drain, lavatory drain, anything like that works really, really well. My husband is a plumber and does this to ours at least once a month. Salt, maybe lemon, dishwashing soap. There's the lemon and ice, and he's cleaning out his garbage disposal. Garbage disposal sounded kind of weird. Then there's lots of different ways to clean out your garbage disposal, so that's a neat one. Plumbing under pressure, man, it's always fun. See what happens. Plumbing and heating, let's see what happens here.
Always fully drain the plumbing system before fixing a pipe, or you'll end up like this guy. He's stuck blocking the pipe with his thumb on one hand and cutting the remaining pipe with the other.
You know, it says under pressure, but that's really not under pressure. There's just still water in it. But you know what? It's a pretty good job. He's got a bucket, it looks like right here under it, catching the water. So he didn't make much of a mess. He may have got a little wet, but nothing bad. I've seen those live tie-ins before. It happens. This looks interesting. A multi-heating unit. Check that out. Okay, I got to tell you what, I like that. I've done a lot of heating units with poly pipe and stuff like that. Looks like that was on PVC.
Okay, let's go.
Very interesting. Like the way you can move that heater for different things like that. That's pretty cool. All right, so you got a break right there.
When I walked in the club, everything changed when I walked in the club. He was looking at me like, wow, you're on my body, I drip and I drop. So he says, I heard you're a singer. I live in a penthouse, it's on the east side. I can tell what he inside.
Okay, see, I'm one of these people here. I see what they're doing. I thought his look. Okay, so you stick this inside of this like this. You've created a flow restriction because you've made the inside of that pipe much smaller now. My thought is, why not just go buy a coupling? Do it right, put it on the outside. That way it works the way it should. I don't like when I see people do stuff like this or teach people to do stuff like this. Man, I believe there's a right way to do it. Do it that way. And he's just using silicone on there. Okay, now wait a minute. I want to back that up because right there at the end. Okay, so he cuts it there, takes a piece, sticks it on the inside. Okay, using silicone instead of glue and primer, I don't understand. Okay, so now he puts the pipe on. All right, now he's cutting it and he's gluing onto that. My question is, why not just go ahead and glue that right there? Maybe it wasn't deep enough. I did chipped out a little mortar and made it work. Anytime you don't have to cut a piece of pipe, put on the inside, and reduce the flow, it's not going to be good. Not for anybody.
I got quoted $3,000
There we go.
to redo the plumbing in my house, and I thought to myself, it can't be that hard. Boys do it. I'm currently redoing my bathroom. So I'm going to do a 1-minute video, the opposite of mansplaining, showing the girly pops why.
The opposite of mansplaining. I love
Alright,
that.
girlies, these are stretchy pipes, also known as PEX A. They are the
Stretchy
best because
pipes.
they
She's
bend,
right, though.
They don't
PEX
crack
is the
or
best.
freeze. See? But
Next to
stretchy pipes
copper.
need special tools. For the sake of this video, we're calling this a stretcher. You stick this end in the pipe and stretch it out. Up, down, stretches it out like so. To attach stretchy pipes to connector pieces, they need expansion rings. Ring goes on the tube. 5
First,
pumps.
very good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you add your connector piece. PEX A connector pieces have this little additional lip right here. Typical plumbing won't have it. That is specific for stretchy pipes or PEX A. Hold it
Very
open
good.
because it's going to close fast. Let it go. Jam your connector piece in. Should sit flush like that. Literally within seconds. See, I can't pull it off. It's sealed tight, no leaks. Good to go. There's 2 types of connector pieces, plastic and metal. Personally, I use plastic for angles and I use metal for ball valves. Every separate water source should have a ball valve. Hot water, cold water for my sink. Cold water for my toilet. Hot water, cold water up into my shower. Hot water, cold water to my kitchen sink. Big ball valve to turn the water on and off for the entire house. Now let me teach you how to map it out. My house is the best because it's all on one horizontal line. Water comes in from the main line, goes through a filter, goes into the pump. Pump feeds cold water into the hot water heater or bypasses the hot water heater and supplies cold water to the rest of the house. If it goes into the hot water heater, goes in, see, cold water in, hot water out, hot water goes up, supplies into my shower and further on to the sink in the kitchen, which is that way. Cold water has some choices to make. It comes through the filter, through the pump, and water goes up.
If she's good enough to do all this, my thought is, why do we have a water line just drop down out of the ceiling right here? At least that's what it looks like to me.
Sink in the kitchen, which is that way. Cold water has some choices to make. It comes through the filter, through the pump, into the main line. Like I said, goes into the water heater. And if it doesn't go to the water heater, it bypasses it. Has another choice to make right here.
The water has a choice to make.
Toilet, or it can bypass around and go up. Cold water comes down, feeds into my sink, or it keeps going along the ceiling, goes into the shower, cold water, or goes all the way over to the sink in the kitchen. And this is all fed by
Still want to know what that line coming down in the shower is.
See how it starts to go down? Now watch what happens when I turn off. Pressure is going to shoot back up because there's no other draw for water anywhere in the house. See, girlies, it's not dirty, it's not hard. I can do another video on waste, like what goes down the sink or down your toilet, because literally that's even easier. So do uncomfortable stuff and stop letting boys trick you into thinking this shit is hard.
Okay, I got to tell you, number one, that's a pretty cool video. I love that she understands all the plumbing in her house, but the thing is, the water lines exposed like that? I don't know. Maybe she's got a reason. Anyway, if you're a homeowner, these are some tips and tricks you can learn that may help you out in case of an emergency, but most of the time, I'd find a way to do it the right way. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I definitely think you're going to like this one.